Hi everyone. This is gonna be a hard one. My grandma passed away on Saturday. She passed away of old age. She passed really peacefully. She had my two uncles in the room with her. Thank God. And it had been a really long time coming, but it is real nonetheless. And we're not getting a chance to gather to mourn her loss. So I wanted to reflect on who she was and share this with all of you because this is going to help me move through these feelings. Um, I interviewed her for a project when I think it was in like third or fourth grade. And so I'm going to read that project to you guys right now. And it's pretty hilarious. And here's just a picture of her so you can think about Margaret Bennett while you're hearing this. Okay, so the project was Family Tree. And here is my little fourth grade version of my family tree. Now, if you see, I'm the top of the family tree. That's totally normal, right? I'm definitely not at the bottom, one of the leaves. I think I did that right. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I interviewed my grandma. She lives in Carmel Valley, California, and we like to visit her. Sarah, when and where did our ancestors come to America? Grandma. We called her Grammy, but for some reason I wrote Grandma in this story. I was being very proper. Grandma. Mama, that was my great-grandma, came before the Revolutionary War. That timeline does not make sense. She came from England, and my great-grandpa came from Spain. Cool. I'm pretty sure she meant World War What? I don't know. Revolutionary War was a long time ago. My great-grandma was definitely not alive then. Sarah, where did they settle in America? Grandma, in the East somewhere, and then Tennessee. This has been fact-checked by my mom, and I think it was actually Texas, but anything with a T really counts here. Sarah, what did your parents and grandparents do for a living? Grandma, my dad was a preceptor of Spanish. I think that means professor. My mom was a secretary, and they were both farmers. Don't know how you could be a secretary and a farmer, but you know, in my like fourth grade self, time travel is a thing, right? Sarah, what was school like for you? Grandma, I loved school. Good teachers, and I went to Chicago University, which actually I wrote down. It's University of Chicago, which I later attended. Sarah, what were your favorite foods at my age? Grandma, my favorite foods were black olives, tomatoes, and onions. I can't imagine any child that actually likes to eat those. But I will say, when I lived at her house, we lived with her for like 2 or 3 years. And whenever there were like black olives on the table, I put them on all of my fingers and like eat them off my fingers, and she would always yell at me. So I know that there were black olives in existence in that house. Sarah, did you have very many chores around the house? What were they? I had to do weekly chores when I was growing up, and they were the bane of my existence. So I'm pretty sure I was trying to get out of chores by asking this question. Grandma, no, I didn't. I didn't have many chores at all. All I had to do was keep myself and my room clean. Well, that sounds like a dream at your age, Grammy. Sarah, when did you get your first television? Why am I so focused on TV? This is very strange. Grandma, when I was 20 years old. Sarah, what was your favorite show? Grandma, my favorite show was a drama program. Sarah, when was the first time you rode in an airplane, and where did you go? Grandma, I was 25 and I went to Mexico City. It's pretty cool. Cool, Grandma. Sarah, at the end of the school day, what would you do? Grandma, come home, get a snack, and listen to the radio. Sounds like my life, except swap a TV for a radio. Sarah, what was the first paying job you ever had? Grandma, I worked in a department store at age 19. I later found out that this is Marshall Field's, which is now Macy's in downtown Chicago. One of my favorite stores. Sarah, how has life changed since you were my age? Grandma, televisions weren't invented, no one had gone to the moon, no spaceships, no video cameras, and no computers. Sarah, Are there any family heirlooms that you have? Grandma, I have castanets, books of my mom's, a yearbook from college, and a painting. I later found out that no one in my family likes that painting. Sarah, what historic events happened in your life? Grandma, World War II, first atom bomb, the Cold War, I wrote Cold War, not Cold War, sorry. Space travel, landing on the moon, computers, the Berlin Wall, end of the Berlin Wall, end of the Cold War. It's a lot. Sarah, what personal events have been most important in your life? Grandma, the most important are getting married, having 6 kids, and 13 grandchildren, working for the government, retiring, and being a travel agent. I cannot imagine raising 6 kids, and this woman did it on her own, you guys. It's absolutely insane. Sarah, any other comments you would like to add to your personal life? Grandma, I think I've had a very lucky and very happy life. I love remembering my grandma this way. She was my grandma, and I'm very happy that she's at peace, and selfishly, I'm happy that I can call her in as a guide whenever I need her, and I look forward to hanging out with her a lot more. Thanks for watching, guys.